What up, all my people? It's the Constitution State here. Today we have a video from Connecticut, Enfield, Connecticut, and we have this nice lady, Renee, who reached out to me and was wondering about the FOIA process because she wants to look into these complaints. She's now had the cops at her house 4 separate times over the last year because the neighbors are calling the cops on her for really nothing. They say she's being too loud while she's outside in her yard working in the middle of the day, building fences and making her house look nice, with a tiny Bluetooth speaker, not some big work job site radio. They list off this whole list of stuff like that's what she's doing, and it's all applicable to this situation when everything they've listed was just nonsense. The cop keeps telling her she's being rude because she's cutting him off. I mean, I felt like she was being nice by cutting him off and just letting him know that she's not going to be doing these things and saving him from wasting his breath. Right? And instead of going and informing the neighbor that she's doing nothing wrong so she can stop calling over nothing, they don't. And they just keep coming back to harass her. And the worst part is she doesn't even know who it is because they never tell her. So I'm going to help her FOIA everything so we can find out who it is. But we're leaning towards the neighbor right next to her house that has all their cameras pointed in her backyard and at her house and stuff like that. Probably them. And here we have Renee's channel. She doesn't have too many videos up, but I'll add her link in the description. Everybody go check her out. Show her some love. This very big Bluetooth speaker is the speaker in question. This is when it all started last year. This is 1 in the morning. They show up, they go to the front door, and they end up talking to her at the back door. She doesn't have a camera on the back door, or didn't at the time. She said she wasn't ready or set up, and now she is. And this one's literally from 9-10 days ago.
Noises any time of the day.
The only time I play music is when I'm working in my yard.
Okay.
And that's about it.
And I'm not here to accuse you, all right? I'm just working with the complaints that I have.
Okay, but I'm telling you my side.
And
okay.
I'm happy to listen, but you're not letting me finish what I have to say.
Okay.
He sits here and says, oh, I'm not accusing you, but she says she's not doing it, so that should be the end of the conversation then, right? If he's not accusing her.
Okay.
All right? So it's the music, it's the dogs, it's the truck that's in the driveway, and it's the arguing that can be heard in the middle of the night from a woman from inside the house.
There's no arguing here.
She said she's the only one home at night. Everybody that lives in the house works third shift, so she's home alone at night. Who's she arguing with? The dogs?
Okay, listen, I'm not, like I said, I'm not accusing you of anything. I don't have any proof.
Okay.
I'm just bringing up the complaints to you.
All right, well, there's
so
nothing I can do about it. I'm not changing my life for people.
Okay, well, here's where we're going to get into an issue, because I'm officially putting you on notice that the complaints are happening, all right? And if we continue
well, it's a civil matter, and I'm not doing anything wrong but listening to music when I work in my yard.
So let's get this right. The cop flat out says he has no proof of anything, but he's putting her on notice for the complaints. But it doesn't even make sense. And if they continue to happen, that's where they're going to run into a problem. It sounds like the neighbors are just straight Karens and want to whine about everything they can.
Okay.
And I'm not going to stop.
You're still not letting me finish what I have to say. You're being very rude and
I'm
disrespectful.
not being very rude and disrespectful. I'm telling you my side of the story.
Well, you're not even letting me finish what I have to say.
Well, what would you have to say? There's nothing you can say that's going to change my mind.
Okay, well, I'm
not going to change my life for anybody.
Like I said, I'm officially putting this home on notice
that
the complaints are happening. If we have to keep coming out here, it won't just be a civil issue. You could be...
Okay, and it's false reports.
So what's going on here? Because it sounds like to me he's threatening her. If these complaints keep happening, something's going to happen. He's complaining about them coming out there, yet he doesn't want to solve the problem and go tell the people complaining that she's really doing nothing wrong. That would fix it all, but he doesn't want to do that. Why not?
Because I'm just listening to music while I'm in my yard.
Ma'am, please stop interrupting me.
Okay, well,
It's very rude.
I'm done. Because
Listen,
you're not listening to me.
I'm
You're
letting you
putting
know.
me on notice for what? Living my life?
No, noise complaints.
There's no
And if-
noise. There's
listen,
a little bit of music while I'm
letting you
in
know,
my yard.
I'm letting you know that if we have to keep coming out, you can receive a ticket for creating a public disturbance. Of course, we have to have proof.
Okay, well then
All right?
get your proof.
So I'm just letting you know that if we come back and we
Okay,
can
I
hear,
heard you the first time. You don't have to keep repeating yourself.
if we hear things,
Okay,
you'll
well
be given a
keep
ticket.
hearing things. I'm not doing that.
This is the same incident, different view, different time.
Ma'am, do you mind if I get your name and date of birth?
Yes, I do mind. And can I get your name
My name is Officer Timothy.
and your badge number?
Yeah, Schmidt 444.
Okay.
And like I said,
And I don't answer questions.
Well, you've been
And I'm not giving my name.
Okay.
I don't have to. I haven't committed a crime.
Yeah, I'm not telling you to. I'm just asking.
It's funny how he says, oh, well, I'm not telling you to, because when she said she's not answering questions, he went to say, well, you're going to answer, and she cut him off.
Okay, and I'm not telling.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me at the moment?
No, I do not.
Okay. Like I said, I just want to repeat it again. So
And like I said, all I'm doing is working in my yard, listening to music.
Okay.
And my dogs bark when I leave and come home.
Okay. If I come back for a noise complaint,
If you come back, it's a false report because I'm telling you what I am doing.
if I hear the music,
The music is not loud.
okay, I can hear it from the street.
Okay, it's a little speaker.
Cop logic right there. Oh, I can hear it from the street. So that means, look at the road right behind him. So that would mean he's breaking the noise ordinance, because I'm sure we could hear him talking from right there, from the street. And that's why they use devices to measure the sound, so we can actually know if it's illegal or not. They don't just go off of distance. Oh, well, I could hear it 10 feet away from the street. Like, cut it out. And not once do they go over and tell the old lady that's complaining that she's doing nothing wrong. Like she said, making pretty much false police complaints. They don't ever do that. They just keep standing here and repeating the same stuff over and over and over and telling this lady she's doing something wrong when they've never even measured the sound. So they don't even know if it's legal or not. They're just threatening and harassing this lady for nothing.
That's excessive noise. If I can hear
Excessive noise, it's not after 10 o'clock at night, sir.
it doesn't have to be.
It does have to
Town
be.
ordinance, that's not the
Okay.
statute, so you're incorrect.
He's quick to point out that she doesn't know the statute and blah, blah, blah. But you know what? It seems like he doesn't know the statute either, because where's his device to measure the said sound? Oh, that's right. He didn't do that. So he didn't even follow the ordinance himself.
No, I'm correct.
Okay. I'm just letting you know.
And I'm letting you know, sir. Have a good night.
Okay, you as well. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And I think we should all give her a big round of applause for handling herself like that and telling him to kick rocks and shutting the door in his face. And this is the noise ordinance the officer was talking about in the video. To me, it looks like most of this stuff is for businesses or contractors or people doing construction or people actually making real noise. We're not going to go through the whole thing because it's kind of long and it's got a bunch of nonsense in it. For the purposes of determining noise levels as set forth in this chapter and as set forth in Connecticut regulations 22A-69-4, the following procedures shall be applicable. A person conducting sound measurement shall have been trained in the techniques and principles of sound measuring equipment and instrumentation. B. Instruments used to determine sound level measurement shall be sound level meters as defined in this chapter. D. The zoning enforcement officer is charged with assisting in training efforts and with assisting emitters in their effort to comply with the standards set forth. The Director of Planning and Community Development and Zoning Enforcement Officer are charged with the review of development proposals during the administrative review process to determine the potential for the violation of this chapter and to assist potential emitters in their efforts to comply with the standards set forth herein. Here's some noise level stuff. I'll put this link in the description in case anybody wants to go look at it, because I didn't go over the whole thing. Well, I think she did an awesome job. What do you guys think? I think the cop whined a lot about being interrupted and her being rude, and I feel like if that's how he felt, he should have just left. You're not there for a real reason. You're not doing anything. She already heard what you had to say. Leave. I don't see why he wouldn't go tell the people that she's actually not doing anything wrong instead of listing a whole bunch of nonsense, pretending like she's doing something wrong. It just doesn't make much sense to me. When she went to say, oh, I'm not going to answer any questions or anything, he went to say, oh, well, you're going to answer my questions. What makes him think that he can just make her answer questions when she doesn't have to? The costume? The car? The job? I don't know. Like, you guys tell me if you know. As always, thank you guys, each and every one of you, everybody who watches. I appreciate it greatly. Have a great weekend. Enjoy it.